Good morning. Final thought about time. 2 verses. Mark 13:32. But concerning that day or that hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. What is that day or that hour? Of course, it's the day of the Lord. What Luther famously said, he said he had 2 days on his calendar, today and that day. He's living then in that way where he's concerned about seizing the moments today, but he's mindful of the fact that that day defines what he ought to do this day because he's living in light of that. The first verse, I'm going to give you a second verse and then bring them together. Romans 13:11. Besides this, you know the time, that the hour has come for you to wake from sleep. For salvation is nearer to us now than when we first believed. Have you ever thought of that? Today, you're a day closer to eternity with the Lord. Tomorrow, you're a day closer to eternity with the Lord. The next day, you're a day closer to eternity with the Lord. That may come in terms of Mark 13:32, when he returns. Who knows when that day is? Or it may be your death in translation from this life into glory. But regardless of which one of those two it is, salvation is nearer. Nearer. Yes, as the scripture says, a day with the Lord, right, is like a 1,000 years, 2 Peter 3:8. He's not bound by the same kind of constructs of time. We talked about that when we started this whole series on time. He is in principle timeless, but he does enter time. And he wants you and I to live for today in light of eternity, but with that joyful knowledge that salvation. You're down, you're discouraged, you're worn out. Salvation is a day closer than it was yesterday, right? Because ultimately, he's the orchestrator of all time. He will return and rescue you and I, invading space and time. May the Lord encourage you today.